Okay, our next project is the parking brake on this, and if you look down here underneath with the pedal, you've got the adjustment for the cable. You just want to make sure that that's loose when you begin this, so you have room for adjustment. Looks like that's going to be about a 10 millimeter, maybe even an 8, but you just want to make sure it's nice and loose, and that this pedal's up, not in the locked position, so we can begin to lift up the wheels and get to that part. Okay, in case you're wondering, just before we get started here, the reason you would want to adjust the brakes, the park brake and the drum, and not just up here at the front, is if you put too much tension on that cable, if you adjust it too much, you can actually cause problems for your cable and end up breaking it. You can also only go so far with this, but as long as you keep the rear in check, make sure that the pads are good and all of that, then you should be able to get plenty of life out of your park brake. Alright, while we're here, we're going to discuss the right way to remove a wheel. You want to make sure that an unaffected wheel, or preferably two, is blocked off both in front and back to make sure that it doesn't move in either direction. You want to go through and you want to just break all the lugs loose on the wheel that you're going to be removing before you jack it up. That's going to make sure that you don't have to put any extra torque on there. Sometimes the wheel's going to spin freely, so it's best just to get them loose, not all the way off, just loose before you even jack up the vehicle. Okay, we've got all the lugs loose. They're not finger loose. That one is, but overall it just turned enough so when you get it up in the air, you don't have to put a lot of torque on there. So you want to look underneath here, and we want to find a good secure location. You don't want to do on the body. This is going to likely bend, maybe not this spot, but here, even on the sides, that tends to bend. So you want to go for something like here or here to jack it up. And I prefer to use both the jack stand, and the tire as my safety against having the vehicle fall on me. So I've chosen my location. It's right here. The grooves of the teeth, if you can see that, it's wedged in a place where it's not going to move as I jack it up. So the jack itself will roll a little if it has to, but overall it's going to stay put. Alright, so we've got the tire just barely off the ground. You can see daylight between the tire and the ground. So now we found a good location. Jack stand. So we want it wedged in there good. See if we can lower this onto the jack without losing our daylight. Not in that spot, so we just need to choose a different spot, or jack it up even more. Okay, now we've got a good position to where the jack is still holding a little bit of weight, but the jack stand is firmly against the undercarriage there, and we still have daylight between the tire and the ground. So now we just go ahead and remove the tire all the way, and we can get to the drum on this so we can adjust those brakes. Alright, with these Honda Pilots, they use disc brakes for your standard braking, but for your park brake, inside here is a drum and a set of brake shoes, and so we need to adjust these ones so we can get a little bit more stopping power with the park brake. So you want to remove this access plug, and you want to be careful not to tear it. So while you're pulling at it, just make sure there, there is a wheel that you want to turn. You want to turn it up until you can no longer turn the drum. And you want to have this in the down position. And when you're on the ground, you can actually look in there and see it. Unfortunately, the camera doesn't want to show it. But let's see if I can get my flash turned on. Maybe it will show it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and give this a turn until we can no longer turn this rotor slash drum. And you can feel it start to grip right here. So keep going, and there we go. Can no longer turn it. So now we just back it off 10 clicks per the instruction manual. So let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There we go. So now you turn it and it no longer grabs. There's no friction on here, so we're good to go. All right, now we grab our plug. We just want to place it back in there. Once again, being mindful that it is rubber, we don't want it to tear. But we do want it to go back in there snugly. Just give it a twist and it pops back in, and we're good to go. So now it's just a matter of putting this wheel back on. You go back over to the other side and it's lather, rinse, repeat. Right, now as we finish up, we just want to tighten this cable back up and make sure that our park brakes are working well. Just finger tighten this until it can't go any further, and then just snug it down a little bit according to specification. And then of course afterwards we're going to test it out and make sure that it holds the vehicle. So in case you were wondering, that is in fact a 10mm. And it's got plenty of pull. And the vehicle holds fairly well. Thank you for watching.